करते हैं तो उसका महत्व रहता है। तुलसी की जो मैंने सुना था वो और अपनी दूसरी माला, व्हाट इज इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ द जप माला, which which is preferred?
So, first is, so two questions here. First is, should we be chanting on the beads itself? कि हमें जप माला पे ही जप करना चाहिए या हम वैसे भी कर सकते हैं? एंड सेकेंड इज, अगर जप माला पे करना चाहिए तो फिर कौन सी माला पे करना चाहिए, राइट?
Yes.
हाँ, तो हाँ, जप माला पे हम इसलिए करते हैं सो दैट क्या होता है कि जब हम चैंटिंग करते हैं ना, तो चैंटिंग में वी आर यूजिंग ऑल अवर सेंसेस, our all senses, we are focusing on the holy name of the Lord, like when we speak, right? And when we hear, that's the process. Like we'll chant the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we are speaking and we are hearing, right? And similarly, when we touch the bead, so on beads, bead serves two purpose. First is we are using the sense of touch, and another is for the discipline. So when we do anything, there has to be some discipline. तो इसलिए हम लोग काउंट करते हैं. सो एक माला अगर आप देखेंगे उसमें 108 बीट्स हैं, तो हम काउंट करते हैं कि ठीक है, ओके, मैं एक माला का जप करूंगा. तो वी टेक ए वाव. These vows help me to progress further on the spiritual path. So jap mala helps in that counting also, so that I keep a count of whatever chanting we are doing. We keep a count of that. Okay. So that was the first part. Second part was, जप माला जो होता है वो हम तुलसी बीट्स के ऊपर करते हैं, यस. बट तुलसी बीट क्या होता है कि तुलसी को बहुत प्योर माना गया है, तो इसलिए क्या करते हैं हम, इनिशियली जब हम ये प्रैक्टिस स्टार्ट करते हैं तो हम तुलसी माला पे नहीं करते हैं, हम इस पे नीम की माला पे करते हैं. तो माला बहुत सारे की आती है, रुद्राक्ष की भी माला आती है, एंड नीम नीम की भी माला आती है, तुलसी की भी आती है. तो जब हम स्टार्ट करते हैं अपना स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ, हम नीम की माला पे करते हैं, और जब धीरे धीरे हम देखते हैं our anarthas, we'll talk about the anarthas also today. We have so many anarthas inside us. So धीरे धीरे जब हमारे anarthas थोड़े कम होते हैं, फिर then we can even chant on the tulsi bead also. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes. Anybody else wants to share anything from the last session?
Yes, Amit.
Anything?
Yes, and I just remember, I remember
Yes.
you have talked about the lokas, like
Ah.
below earth there is 7 and above earth there are 8, and our all journey of soul, as per the karma, revolve in this loka. So I
Yeah.
and you told like in next session you will tell which is above 6 loka and which is below 7 loka, and then once we complete all, like once we start chanting Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare mantra, we will able to go into the moksha part and will reach to the God, and then we'll never come back in this journey.
Yes. Yes.
So I just want to know lokas. That's it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we discussed that. So first of all, we discussed there are two words. Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita about these two words. So एक जो है वो आध्यात्मिक जगत है जिसको हम स्पिरिचुअल वर्ड बोलते हैं. दैट इज द रियल सब्सटेंस. एंड व्हाट इज द शैडो? स्पिरिचुअल वर्ड का जो शैडो है, दैट इज कॉल्ड द मटेरियल वर्ड, जिसको हम भौतिक जगत में बोलते हैं. तो ये जो मटेरियल वर्ड, विच एवर वी आर सीइंग all around us, this is called the material world because it is made up of matter. And within this material world, हम इसको बोलते हैं, there are 14 lokas, 14 भुवन हैं हमारे material world में. अर्थ इज इन द मिडल. अर्थ के ऊपर 6 प्लैनेट्स हैं, और अर्थ के बिलो जो हैं वो 7 प्लैनेट्स हैं, जैसे पाताल, तलातल, रसातल. ये जो हैं ये लोअर प्लैनेट्स हैं. अपर प्लैनेट्स जो हैं स्वर्ग लोक, तपलोक, महरलोक, सत्यलोक. सत्यलोक इज वेयर द लॉर्ड ब्रह्मा रिसाइड्स. सो दीज आर द 14 प्लैनेटरी सिस्टम. 14 भुवन बोलते हैं हम इसको. एंड राइट नाउ वी आर एट द मिडल. वी आर एट द अर्थ, जिसको भूलोक भी बोलते हैं और इसको मृत्यु लोक भी बोलते हैं, क्योंकि यहाँ पे मृत्यु होती है, इसीलिए हम इसको मृत्यु लोक बोलते हैं. तो अगर कोई अच्छे कर्म करता है तो वो कहाँ जाता है? ऊपर के लोकों में जाता है, और अगर कोई बुरे कर्म करता है तो वो नीचे के लोकों में जाता है। और ये साइकिल आपका चलता रहता है। दिस साइकिल गोज ऑन एंड ऑन, बर्थ एंड डेथ, either on this planet or either you go to upper planet and then come back again, go to the lower planet and then come back again in the earth. But if you want to come out of this cycle of birth and death, अगर हम इस चक्र से, जो मृत्यु का चक्र है, संसार का जो चक्र है, इससे निकलना चाहते हैं तो कौन हमें बचा सकता है? होली नेम कैन सेव अस फ्रॉम दिस साइकिल ऑफ बर्थ एंड डेथ. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mam upetya punarjanma dukhalayam ashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmana samsiddhim paramam gata. So I'll just, maybe we'll start this session with this verse itself. Let's start with the prayers. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuro Miritam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. So very warm welcome to all of you. I'm very grateful to all of you for taking out your time Saturday morning. Very happy to be with all of you. So what I will do is I'll cover some of the slides today and we'll spend more time on question and answer so that you get the clarity on the substance and shadow. And then we'll do a discussion on who is God as well. So this was the verse I was talking to you about. And this is what she mentioned, that what is Krishna saying in this verse? This is chapter 8, verse number 15. It says, Mam upetya punarjanma. Krishna is saying, once you attain me, then you don't get the punarjanma. आपका पुनर्जन्म नहीं होगा. You will not get the birth again. कहाँ पे नहीं होगा? Dukhalayam ashashvatam. We had discussed that in the 3rd chapter, that this word, Krishna describes this word, this whole material creation, this whole material world, Krishna describes that as a dukhalayam and ashashvatam. Now, if there is a place called Dukhalayam, उसका opposite भी होगा, Sukhalayam. That is what is the Vaikuntha. अगर आप वैकुंठा देखेंगे, this place has a kuntha. Kuntha means जहाँ पे quarrel रहता है, problems रहती हैं, that is kuntha. और kuntha रहित, that is Vaikuntha. So there is a place called Vaikuntha which is Sukhalayam, and उसका जो reflection है Dukhalayam, that is what this word is. This is what the material word is. And Krishna is saying he is Mahatma and he gets the Param Siddhi, that is Param Gati. He gets the Param Gati. So what is he saying? What is Krishna mentioning here? After attaining me, the great souls who are yogi in devotion never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained highest perfection. So this is what Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita. Now, since he is the one who has designed this material world, we can very well be sure that this is Dukhalayam only. No matter how hard I try. If you remember, last time we discussed that this world, everyone is trying to get the happiness. Even the ant or the elephant or me or any of the jiva, any of the living entity, if you look at it, हर जीव क्या चाहता है? वो enjoy करना चाहता है. Everyone is looking for the pleasure in this world. Everyone is looking for the sukha. But Krishna is mentioning very clearly that you're not going to get the sukha here, because this word is Dukhalayam. The designer itself, the designer of this word, it's himself is telling us that the way I have designed this word, this whole word is Dukhalayam. You cannot change that, because this is what the creator is saying about his creation, that yes, but always remember he's talking about this particular creation, which is a very small creation. This material world is only 1/4 of the total creation. There is a 3/4 creation, bigger creation, that is the spiritual world. And I gave you the example also last time, that if somebody is born and brought up in jail, और उसने सिर्फ जेल की 4 दीवारी को ही देखा है, so for that person it is very difficult to understand that there is a city also beyond the jail. So similarly our acharyas explain that this material world, ये जो भौतिक जगत जिसको हम देखते हैं, जिसको हम देख सकते हैं इस eyes से, that all material world is actually like a jail, our acharya says, and then spiritual world is like a city. That's where the soul comes from. सो सोल, इसीलिए हम क्या बोलते हैं, सोल को क्या बोलते हैं हम, फॉलन सोल. फॉलन मीन्स इट वॉज देयर समवेयर, वहां से फॉल डाउन हुआ सोल का. सो वी वर देयर इन द स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड, लास्ट टाइम वी डिस्कस दैट. आज उसके ऊपर और डेलिब्रेट करेंगे हम, और थोड़े से क्वेश्चन आंसर डिस्कस करेंगे उसके ऊपर. सो वी वर देयर इन द स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड एंड वी फेल फ्रॉम स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड टू मटेरियल वर्ल्ड. व्हाई? बिकॉज वी वांटेड टू एंजॉय सेपरेट फ्रॉम गॉड. तो आपने देखा है जब बच्चा बड़ा हो जाता है तो वो क्या करते हैं फादर को, यू गिव मी माई शेयर ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी, I will live separately. That's what we did with the father also. We said we want to live separately. Give me my share of the land. Okay. So Krishna is saying, but you're not going to get that happiness. You'll get dukhale. It is dukhalayam. So पुस्तकालय में आपको क्या मिलेगा? पुस्तक. हिमालय में क्या मिलेगा? Him. Similarly, we are all searching for happiness, but we are not going to get happiness here because it is by design. It is dukhalayam. Okay. Now my question, if somebody wants to answer, you can put it in the chat also. See, we are always looking for eternal happiness, right? हमें क्या लगता है कि शाश्वत सुख होना चाहिए, हमें हमेशा हमेशा के लिए मुझे सुख मिलना चाहिए, या मेरा मृत्यु नहीं होना चाहिए, या जैसा मैं हूं अभी वैसा ही चलते रहना चाहिए. इफ somebody is happy, he will feel that कि ऐसा ही चले आगे तक. But we very well know that बर्थ है, ओल्ड एज है, डिजीज है, डेथ है, ये आने वाला है. स्टिल वी ऑल आर लुकिंग फॉर परमानेंट हैप्पीनेस. व्हाई? दैट इज माय क्वेश्चन. कैन समबडी कनेक्ट एंड गिव मी दैट आंसर. हम इस संसार में क्या ढूंढते हैं? शाश्वत सुख की खोज में है. आई थिंक हर कोई एग्री करेगा कि हम शाश्वत सुख की खोज में हैं इस संसार में. बट हमें शाश्वत सुख क्यों चाहिए? क्योंकि हमें दिख रहा है सब चीज परिवर्तनशील है, हर चीज चेंज होती है. तो सुख भी दुख में चेंज होगा, दुख भी सुख में चेंज होगा. तो बट हमें परमानेंट सुख क्यों चाहिए? कैन समबडी आंसर? कैन समबडी कनेक्ट एंड ट्राई टू आंसर दिस, और यू कैन पुट इट इन द चैट ऑल्सो. एनीबडी वांट्स टू ट्राई? अपर्णा, माया, संदीप जी, एनीबडी वांट्स टू ट्राई?
Most probably, as you have mentioned that we have experienced it earlier, the
Very good.
profound happiness, and
Very
now
good.
back of our mind we do have that. We know that there is something which is missing. So most probably when we get an opportunity, a hint of the happiness and the love, so we want that to be happen forever.
Very good, Kritika. Thank you so much. Excellent. So,
Thank you.
very good that you remember from the previous session that why, because we already have an experience of it. If you remember, हमने discuss किया था, हम कोई चीज क्यों ढूंढते हैं? Why हम क्यों search कर रहे हैं? We are searching for something which we have lost. उसी चीज को हम search करते हैं ना. Suppose my car keys or scooter keys are lost, then I will search those keys. So that means that keys were always with me earlier. अभी वो की खो गई है. That is the reason I am searching for it. Similarly, why we are searching for happiness also is because we had that happiness. We already have that experience. And now we have lost it and we are trying to search for it. Okay, very good. Thank you, Kritika. Now the second part of the question is, but why do we want शाश्वत, इटर्नल क्यों चाहिए हमें? हमेशा के लिए. हमें दिख रहा है ना चेंज होता है, सब चीज चेंज होती है. I can never be happy all the time. I think everybody will agree. But still I should be happy all the time. Why? Why that is so? Because that will give you the deeper insight into the subject matter. Then you will understand what does Bhagavad Gita mentioning. What does Bhagavad Gita want to tell you actually? Can somebody try? Anybody? So in the chat, Sonali has written that for getting liberation and moksha. Okay, but why we want eternal happiness, knowing very well that we cannot get that? Anybody wants to try? Rahul ji? Sandeep is there today? I don't know. Niket?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, can I answer?
Yes, please try. Yes.
Because soul is also eternal, and it is the original natural quality of a soul to be happy and to love and serve God. So it is always looking for a permanent happiness.
Okay, very good, excellent. Yeah. So the reason why we are looking for permanent happiness is because it's also coming from the soul. And if you remember, we had discussed that what is the property of a soul? The property of a soul is Sat, Chit, and Anand. Soul is always blissful. That is the reason. That is the reason we are always looking for that happiness. We are always looking for permanent happiness. Although we know that we are not going to get in this world, we know it is Dukhalayam and Shashvatam. That's what Krishna has mentioned. But since we are soul, that inherent property we have got from the soul itself, that we are always eternally blissful. But why I am not able to experience that? Because we have come in this material world. That is the reason we are not able to experience the permanent bliss. And I'm looking for the similar experience, as Kritika mentioned. We already have that experience of permanent happiness in spiritual world. Now the same experience we are looking in the material world, but we are not getting that. We are not able to get that similar experience which we had in the spiritual world. And if you remember, last time we discussed that story in the reflection. So that boy was looking for the necklace in the reflection. He was not able to get that because the actual necklace was there on the tree. Similarly, we are looking for the happiness, but at the wrong place. Our actual happiness is there in the spiritual world. Now we are looking for the same happiness in the material world. That is the reason we are not able to experience that. And the reason why we are looking for is, as Shalini ji said, that yes, because we are the soul, that's our eternal nature to be happy always. Okay. All right. So with this understanding, we'll move further. Let me do a quick recap on some of the slides which we had discussed. So Krishna mentions in the Bhagavad Gita that Kalo Asmi Lokakshay Krit Praviddo. So he's saying among the subduers, I am the time. So why the beauty of this word doesn't remain permanent, and why I am always looking for the permanent happiness, right? And I am always looking for the real happiness. So we'll talk about that today. Okay, I'll just forward these slides, which we had already discussed last time. So where does the soul comes from? Soul leaves the spiritual world and it forgets that identity as a soul. If you remember, we discussed the story from the Bible, right? Adam and Eve story. So Eve said that we want to eat that forbidden apple. Adam was not interested, but finally he gave up to the Eve's demand. And why did Eve wanted to try that apple? Because Satan came in the form of the snake. That's what Bible mentions. It's an allegorical story to explain you that why we have come in this world. So the moment Adam and Eve ate that apple, what they started doing? They started covering themselves. That means earlier they were not knowing anything about the body. The moment they got the body, they wanted to cover up that body. So similarly, when the soul leaves the spiritual world, it gets a body and it forgets its true identity as a soul and starts to understand that it is the body only. We had discussed that last time. So what is this material beauty? This material beauty, whatever beauty we are thinking, it is a poor imitation of the spiritual beauty. Like we have a real flower, we have a plastic flower also. But if I give you an option, what do you want to choose? आप सब यही बोलेंगे कि I want to choose the real flower because it has a real fragrance. And plastic flower, no matter how beautifully you make that plastic flower, but it will still not be the same as the real flower. So what is material beauty? Actually, it's a poor imitation of the spiritual beauty. So actual beauty is spiritual beauty. Whatever beauty we are seeing in this world is the reflection of the spiritual beauty. Okay. So this we discussed. How did our culture actually, what is he saying? Colonel Britt is saying that if I become a prime minister of this land, what I will do is I will shoot all the Western channels. That's what he's mentioning from this beautiful country. Now, if you see, recently I was touring one of the villages also near Punjab. So what did I realize that how did the, although they are living in the village, but because television is there in all the villages, they are getting exposed to all the nuisances which is happening in the city life. Although they are living a village life, but still because they have so much of influence, तो क्या हो जाता है कि उनका पहनने का तरीका, even the food habits अगर आप देखेंगे, all that gets changed just by seeing the television. So whatever you are seeing, that's what you are become. That's what you will become. Whatever you hear, that's why you have to be very careful whatever you are seeing and whatever you are hearing. So the moment in, and this channel we discussed last time, how did India enter, how did television entered in India? Why? Because people wanted to see Ramayana and Mahabharata. That was the original motive people had. People wanted to see Ramayana and Mahabharata. I remember when we were very young, that time जब रामायण आता था, the whole of the like whole complete community was sitting. एक घर में टीवी होता था, hardly 2-3 गली छोड़ के एक घर में टीवी होता था, and all the families they were like watching that Ramayana. Mahabharat के time पे it was like as if curfew is going on. You will not see a single person on the road. Even now, also, if you see, recently also when it was telecasted again, still people were glued onto the screen to the Ramayana and Mahabharata. So that's the reason we wanted the TV. Now, if you ask me how many people are watching that, so he said, if I become the prime minister, I'll remove this Western channel because they will bring the culture also. सिर्फ उन चैनल को देखने से क्या होगा, आपका संस्कृति चेंज हो जाएगा, आपका रहने का तरीका चेंज हो जाएगा, आपका खान पान का तरीका चेंज हो जाएगा. एवरीथिंग विल गेट इनटू द कल्चर जस्ट बाय सीइंग दोस चैनल्स. ओके, वी टॉक टू मच अबाउट फ्री लाइफ. समटाइम हमें ऐसा लगता है कि इफ समबडी इज फॉलोइंग स्पिरिचुअलिटी, ही विल गेट बाइंड बाय दैट. But we should be asking that question, those who are living a free life. Many times people say, I don't want regulation. मुझे लाइफ में रेगुलेशन नहीं चाहिए, आप मुझे रेगुलेशन मत बनाओ. आई विल फॉलो स्पिरिचुअलिटी बट डोंट टेल मी द रूल्स. बट व्हाट वी टेल, इफ यू रिमेंबर लास्ट टाइम हमने डिस्कस किया था, वी ऑलवेज टेल समबडी हु इज प्रैक्टिसिंग ए स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ that you have to follow the 4 regulative principles. Then only you can call yourself as a spiritual. If you're not following those 4 regulative principles, just doing small worship and you're calling yourself as a spiritual, that's a hypocrisy actually. And if you remember, we discussed what were those 4 rules? No meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit connection, and no gambling. So person has to avoid these 4 things, then he will come to the spiritual platform. Then only he can call himself as a spiritual. If somebody is doing all those activities, intoxication and smoking and everything, and just by hearing some of the lecture or following small worship, you cannot call yourself as a spiritual. But now on the contrary, people say that, okay, I want to practice, but don't tell me the regulation. I want to live a free life. I want to enjoy. But we can ask that question, if that free life is free life making anybody happy? Then if free life is the solution, then why there are divorces, suicide, drugs, rape, everything is increasing. That means people are not satisfied. Whatever they are getting, they are not being satisfied with whatever they are getting now. Then how will I find the real happiness? That is what we are going to discuss today. How can we get the real happiness, which we are all seeking for? Okay, we had spent a lot of time last time on this slide. So I will just give a brief and we'll move on. So soul we discussed. So this is the theory. Again, remember, this is the theory I'm giving to you. That soul was there in the spiritual world and it has come to material world now. So that means what is the goal of our life? Being a spirit soul. If I think I am the body, then the goal for me is eat, drink and enjoy. That's the goal of my life. But if I understand I'm not the spirit, if I'm not the body, I'm spirit soul, then what is the goal of my life? The goal of my life is to return back home, back to Godhead. That's where I have come from. Okay, so we will discuss more on that. As I said, this is a theory. How will you realize it? You will realize it by practicing the chanting of the holy name. Okay, that also we are going to discuss in short at the end of the session today. And we had discussed this very beautiful verse from Bhagavad Gita as well. I'll recite this verse again. So what is Krishna? Krishna also mentioned, I remember somebody was asking last time, where does the soul come from? I have read so many times Bhagavad Gita, but I have not got that answer. So the answer lies here. So Bhagavad Gita, if you look at it, it's a secret book, right? It's a secret most knowledge. Krishna is saying, I'm giving the secret most knowledge. At the same time, it is an open book. Then what is the secret? The secret is not everybody can decipher that. You need to follow a practice. जैसा I gave you the example, आपका whenever you get a milk, उसमें घी भी होता है. You get a free milk, but you have to follow a process. तब आपको घी मिलेगा उसमें से, दूध में से. Otherwise, you can drink milk only. You will not get the ghee. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita also, that churning has to happen inside us. जब हमारे अंदर वो churning होगा, then only we'll get the ghee. Then only we'll get the true knowledge. So what is Krishna mentioning about the spiritual world here? He is mentioning that na tad bhasayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha yad gatva na nivartante tadhama paramam mama. So it's a very simple language. Krishna is mentioning that यद गत्वा ना निवर्तन्ते, वहां जाने के बाद वापस नहीं आते. तद धाम परमम मम, वही मेरा परम धाम है. So he's talking about the spiritual world and he's saying once you come back then you will not return back. एक बार तो आप आ गए हैं. Last time there were questions on this also. If you were there, why did we came? So we came here because we wanted to experience. आपने देखा होगा ना, बच्चे कई बार experience करना चाहते हैं. So if you take them to the mall, they will sometime run to some window, sometime run to some other shop. They will leave you and they will run. And sometimes they get lost also. That is what has happened to us. We wanted to experience this material world. And then we left the hand of the God and we came to the material world to experience that. But Krishna is mentioning that once you come back, because you have already have that experience now you will not want to come back again in the material world. And he's saying, in my abode, I don't need the sun for the light. I don't need moon, because this material world is inherently a dark place. That's why you need a light. Abhi is room mein agar if I switch off the light, it will be a dark place, right? So similarly, this material world is also a dark place. Sun aata hai tabhi light hota hai isme. Otherwise, there is no light. But Krishna is saying, in my abode, you don't need the sun, neither I need the moon, neither I need the electricity to light up, right? So similarly, agar hum dekhenge, even the soul, every soul is also very bright. But abhi kya ho gaya hai? Because of the covering of the body, that light is not coming. हम बोलते हैं ना, aura होता है सबका. Everybody has that aura. और जो लोग purify करते हैं अपने आप को through the chanting of the holy name, उनका ऑरा ब्राइट हो जाता है. तो जब आप उन लोगों से मिलते हैं तो आपको यू गेट अ वेरी वेरी पॉजिटिव एक्सपीरियंस, बिकॉज वो प्योरिफिकेशन हो गया उनका. सो दैट इज द गोल ऑफ लाइफ, द प्योरिफिकेशन ऑफ द सोल एंड ग्लोरिफिकेशन ऑफ द लॉर्ड. और ये दोनों साथ में होते हैं. एंड ग्लोरिफिकेशन हम कैसे करते हैं? बाय चैंटिंग, बाय डिस्कसिंग अबाउट भगवद गीता, राइट? दैट्स हाउ वी आर ग्लोरीफाइंग द वर्ड्स ऑफ द लॉर्ड. वर्ड ऑफ द लॉर्ड, दैट मीन्स लॉर्ड. And so that's what the process is, purification of the soul. And Krishna is mentioning very clearly in this verse that you will not again, once you go back, you will not come back again. All right, now I had left you with that thought last time that if you go deep, you will understand that what gives us the happiness. So we are talking about the happiness now. How will we get the real happiness? But उसके लिए हमें क्या समझना पड़ेगा पहले कि happiness मिलता कैसे, happiness क्या होता है. We at our stage, the stage I am in, I am not able to differentiate between the pleasure and the happiness. So जो material चीजें होती हैं वो आपको pleasure देती हैं. You go in a good restaurant to eat, it will give you a pleasure, not
Yes.
Yes, Amit ji.
Okay,
Yeah, we
the
can hear
connection
you.
went off in between. I don't know what was the last sentence you heard. Did you saw this slide? This one? Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I'll start with this slide. So I was talking to you about what is real happiness. So real happiness को समझने के लिए पहले हमें समझना पड़ेगा what is happiness. But at my stage, I'm not able to differentiate between the pleasure and the happiness. So whatever material things I'm enjoying, I'm thinking it is giving me happiness, but that is not giving me the happiness. Actually, it is giving me a pleasure. So that's why it is said that money can give you the comforts, but money cannot buy you the happiness. You can buy things through money. आपको उनसे pleasure भी मिलेगा उन things से, but you will not get the happiness. Like buying a car. So when you're driving a car, you'll get that pleasure of driving that car. But that is not the real happiness. You're not getting the happiness by driving a car. You got it? That's a difference. So happiness, if you go deep, you will understand that it's only serving somebody is what gives you the happiness. Either you love someone, that will give you the happiness, or when you serve someone, that will give you the happiness. So two things, agar aap dekhenge, if you go deep, it's only the two things serving someone. If I ask you, somebody who's working, why you are working, you will say that I am working for my family. What does that mean? That means you want to serve your family. That's the reason you're working. And that is, and why you're working, will say that it gives me the happiness. I'm extremely sorry. There's some network connectivity issue today. Yeah. So what I was mentioning was, if you go deep, you will understand it's only the love and the service. That is what will give you the happiness. You love somebody or you serve somebody. That is what will give me the happiness. Then what is real talk about? And also, if you look at it, everyone is being serving to someone. Nobody can say I'm not serving anybody. Anything you are doing, you are serving some or the other person. Let's look at it. Okay. So relationship and love in this material world is temporary. It says either the love, after a while, either the love does not last, or after a while that person does not last. तो दोनों चीजें होती हैं, या तो लव खत्म हो जाता है या फिर that person himself is no more, right? So that is the word, because everything is temporary in this world. Everything is changing. But then what should we do? Because I have a tendency, so it's a tendency of a soul to love and serve. So what should I do? So that's why I had shared this quote also in the group, that what is the dharma of the soul? See, if I understand that I am a soul, what is the, and I am part and parcel of the Lord. So Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita, Mame Vanshe Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. This souls are my eternal part and parcel. What is the nature of the soul? Nature of the soul is to love and serve the Lord. Like sugar, what is the dharma of a sugar? It's to be sweet. Salt has to be salty. Rose has to be soft. This is the nature. Similarly, the true nature of a soul is to love and serve the Lord. Okay. Now, what we are saying is, when we repose this service or the love, when we repose this love and service to the God, that is when we will experience the true happiness. We'll discuss more on that. Okay. If you look at it, at the start of the war, what was Arjuna ki kya halat thi? He was stressed and depressed. He didn't want to fight. But what did Krishna do to him? He was almost like similar to the case of a depression, right? My Gandiva is slipping from my hand. But what happened? Krishna gave him the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and took him out of the depression. So it is said that Lord those who cry out for his help. Arjuna also surrendered to Krishna, and then Krishna gave him the instructions. But if you look at it, whole Bhagavad Gita, Krishna gave the instructions, and in the end, what did Krishna tell Arjuna? That yat chesi tatha kuru. Arjuna, I have told you everything, what is right, what is wrong, what is there in Bhagavad Gita. Everything, whatever you wanted to know is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. So he's saying, but still he is not imposing him to do whatever Krishna is saying. That also he is not imposing to Arjuna that you should do that. What is he telling Arjuna? That yat chesi tatha kuru. पूरी भगवत गीता बताने के बाद भगवान ने अर्जुन को क्या बोला? मैंने तुम्हें बता दिया क्या सही है क्या गलत है. Now you decide, because that free will is given to the soul. That free will is also a property of the soul. Now it is soul's choice whatever soul want to do. So that free will is given to each and every soul. That's why Krishna says to Arjuna, yat chesi tatha kuru. Ab jo tumhari ichha hai, that's what you do. So that's why we say the prayers go up and the down. Draupadi also, till the time she was thinking that I will protect myself from my power, she could not do that. She was thinking my husband will protect. They also could not protect. She was thinking Dhritarashtra or either the Bhishma Pitama or Dronacharya will protect. Nobody could protect. But ultimately, who came in the help? Krishna, who came in the help of Draupadi. But it depends, when do we want to surrender? It all depends upon, are we ready to surrender or not? So Arjuna was also a friend and a devotee of Krishna. Realizing that Krishna is the only shelter, Arjuna surrendered his life to him to be guided by him. Then Krishna started giving the instruction to Arjuna, and when Arjuna surrendered. I tell to Arjuna, agar aap puchenge one verse of Bhagavad Gita that summarizes everything, what that verse will be? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mamokshami mashucha. That's what Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita. So what is he telling Arjuna to do? That you have to surrender. Sarva dharman parityajya. Just abandon all variety of religion. What you do now, do only one thing. Mam ekam sharanam vraja. Just take my shelter. Just take the shelter of the God. And by doing so, what will happen? One can become free from all sufferings. And ultimately, as we discussed in the last verse, Napnuvanti Mahatmana Samsiddhim Paramam Gata. He will get the supreme destination, that is the spiritual world. And Krishna is saying, Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo. I will take all your sins and will deliver you from this material world, and you will come back to the spiritual world. Okay, I'll take the, I'm sure you'll have questions. I'll take the questions in the end so that we complete our session 5, the second last session of the series. And in the next session, then God, many times people have questioned, if there's one God, why do we have so many religions? Why there are so many contradiction between the scriptures also? So that's what we are going to discuss in the next session. So what it says is, Sanjaya said, this is the last verse of Bhagavad Gita. First verse is said by Dhritarashtra, and the last verse is told by the Sanjaya. It says, wherever there is a Krishna and wherever there is a Arjuna, so wherever there is a God and wherever there is a devotee or the disciple, the supreme archer, that is Arjuna, there will also be opulence, victory, power, and morality. That is my opinion. That's what Sanjay is saying. Okay. Now we have to be, as we discussed, we are all serving someone. Sometimes we say this person is spouse centered. That means is serving the spouse. So we all are either loving somebody or serving somebody, and we all have our centers, right? So somebody, we say that it's a spouse center, or somebody's family centered, और मनी सेंटर्ड. हम बोलते हैं कि ये बहुत मनी माइंडेड है, ही इज ऑलवेज मनी सेंटर्ड, इसके लिए रिलेशनशिप भी मायने नहीं रखता, राइट? वी से समटाइम. सो व्हाट आर वी सेइंग एक्चुअली इज ही इज मनी सेंटर्ड. वर्क सेंटर्ड, सम पीपल आर लाइक वर्क एल्कोहलिक, हम बोलते हैं, दे आर जस्ट डूइंग वर्क डे एंड नाइट, दे आर बिजी विद देयर वर्क, दैट इज वर्क सेंटर्ड. पोजेशन सेंटर्ड, राइट? Pleasure centered, we are always seeking for the pleasure. So in some or the other activity, you'll see some people, they'll for the pleasure only, they don't have any other goal in the life. If not all, some people are friend centered or the enemy centered. If nothing, then we are dog centered also. That's why our Acharya used to say that if you are not God centered, what will happen is eventually you will become dog centered. So agar hame kuch nahi, so what does this mean is, what this slide means is that we should have some center in life. That is our nature. We have to keep somebody at the center. तो अगर हम उसको वहां पे भगवान को नहीं रखेंगे, we'll keep all these things in the center, because if you are not keeping the God at the center. Now you may say, is it wrong to become spouse center or family centered? No, that is not wrong. But only thing is, I gave you the example. If you remember, third session में हमने वो example discuss किया था कि जैसे एक पेज है, एक पेज में अगर हम सर्कल्स ड्रॉ करेंगे, थोड़े टाइम बाद क्या होगा, वो सर्कल्स एक दूसरे को काटने लग जाएंगे. So you can understand this earth, there are 6 billion enjoyers. Everybody came from spiritual world to enjoy here. तो क्या होता है, थोड़े टाइम बाद सबके सर्कल से एक दूसरे को काटने लग जाते हैं, राइट? बट एट द सेम टाइम अगर हम सेंटर में कंपास रख के सर्कल्स बनाएंगे, infinite circles we can draw, then everybody can live peacefully. That is what is the, that is what exactly is the spiritual world, where God is at the center. Then you can have infinite circles, they will not cut each other. But if you are not keeping God at the center, you're keeping different centers here. That is what is creating the problem. So now we have two options, right? Either we can follow, we can live the way we were living life before knowing anything about the spiritual world, material world, about the soul. We can still, after knowing about it, we can still follow the similar path, whichever we are doing. Otherwise, now we have a choice. We have been given this choice. As I said, now we always get a choice in our life. Follow. So after giving this knowledge, Krishna told Arjuna that yachesi tatha kuru. You decide whatever you want to do. But at the same time, you should be ready All right, can you hear me now? I think net went
Yes,
off
Prabhuji.
again. I
Yes,
was
we
at
can
this
hear you.
slide talking about. Okay, all right. Now we have a choice. After hearing these sessions, after hearing this Bhagavad Gita, now we have a choice whether we want to follow the same life or we want to live a God-centered life. Okay. Now we will discuss something more on why did the soul leave the spiritual world. Now the question may be, if there was all happiness, as we are saying, if we were all happy there, how come this came, how come this thing came into our mind also that I should go separate and enjoy that? If I am happy, then why did I wanted to come to this material world? So Bhagavad Gita mentions that in one of the verse. It says Dvanda Mohena Bharata. Because of two things we have come to in this world. और आप देखेंगे पूरा संसार इसी के ऊपर चल रहा है. किस पे? इच्छा के ऊपर, desires. You check with anybody around you, or not only people around you. Just look at yourself. We have so many desires which we want to. Ichha. Leave the spiritual world. So yeah. So as I was mentioning the Bhagavad Gita verse, Ichha Dvesh Samuthena Dvanda Mohena Bharata. So because of the two things, we left that spiritual world. और आप देखेंगे पूरा material world जो है, पूरा भौतिक सृष्टि जो है, इसी के ऊपर चल रही है. इसके ऊपर, इच्छा के ऊपर और द्वेष के ऊपर. Either we have desires or we yeah. So Bhagavad Gita mentions Ichha Dvesh Samuthena Dvanda Mohena Bharata. So whole material world, if you look at it, भौतिक सृष्टि जो किस पे चल रही है, दो चीजों पे चल रही है, इच्छा के ऊपर और द्वेष के ऊपर. किसी और को मिलता है कोई, am I not getting it? और या फिर हमारी इच्छाएं इतनी है and we are running madly after those desires. So desire and envy. So because of this envy only we left the spiritual world and we came to the material world. Child, we gave you the example. जैसे किचन सेट, बच्चे क्या बोलते हैं मदर को कि मुझे किचन सेट चाहिए, आई वांट टू कुक ऑन माय ओन. बट क्या होगा, दे विल प्ले फॉर इट विद घंटे के बाद अल्टीमेटली जब उनको भूख लगेगा, दे नीड अ रियल फूड ओनली. दैट ओनली मदर कैन प्रोवाइड. Similarly, we are suffering in this world with all the toys which Lord has given us. Now when I understand that yes, I am suffering, I want to go back, that is where my real happiness life lies. That is what is the goal of the life. We discussed these examples also last time. I'll not spend much time. So which gives a complete understanding of the material world and the spiritual world. So similar to the jail, you will have to work very hard to get everything. Similarly, in this material world also, we have to work very hard to get anything. Just for a small thing, or very hard in this material world. But what is the solution then? The solution is to come out of this material world. The solution is to come out of the jail. No matter whatever happens in Okay, so I was explaining, just like in the jail, we have to work very hard. Similarly, in the material world also, we have to work very hard. Now, what should be the goal of a person who is in the jail? The goal is to come out of the jail. Similarly, for a person who is in the material world, what is the goal? Goal of the life is to come out of this material world and go to the spiritual world. Just our Acharyas gives a very good example. If you take out the fish and you provide everything, like if you see in the picture, you provide him, you give him the dollar, give him the cigar, magazine, internet, everything. Can fish be happy out of water? No. Fish can only be happy if it is there in the water. That's what the fish needs. Fish does not need anything else. Similarly, we are the soul. We were there in the spiritual world. Now, what is the true happiness? When the soul goes back to the spiritual world, that is the true happiness. Okay. Now, when we are talking about the real happiness, what is the happiness? Loving and serving. That gives me the happiness. But what is the real happiness? When same love and service we repose towards the God, that is what will give me the real happiness, because that is my true nature, because I am part and parcel of the Lord. Part can only be happy with the whole. Similarly, we being a part of the Lord, we can be happy only when we are there with the whole, that is with the God. But what are we doing is, we are chasing the material pleasure, material world, thinking that I'll get the happiness from this thing, but that will not give me the happiness, because जैसे हम oil, similarly आप soul और matter को mix नहीं कर सकते. So we are the soul. Now this soul is trapped in this matter. This soul is trapped in this body. Now, what is the happiness for me then? Once I understand that yes, soul is trapped in this matter, the moment we are out of this material body, that is what will give me the happiness. So no matter whatever pleasure I give to the body, that will not give me the happiness, because I'm not the body, I'm soul. Soul can be happy when it gets reunited with the God. All right. So what we were discussing, soul can only be happy once it gets back to the spiritual world. That's the constitution position. That's where the soul comes from. Okay. Now, this story also comes in Panchatantra, that one time what happened was, all the senses went on strike. What they thought was, we are doing all the hard work and everything is going into the stomach. तो सब senses ने क्या कहा कि हम strike करेंगे, we will not provide anything to the stomach now. So when the senses into the stomach, and after a while what happened was, the parts became weak, and ultimately the senses also became weak. Then they understood that by feeding the stomach, actually what was happening was, once you feed the stomach, it will feed all the senses. As we realized, okay, what we need to do is we need to feed the stomach. We water the Okay, all right. I think there is some connectivity issue. So I just take this last slide and then I'll open it up for the question and answer. अगर किसी को question. So we're talking about the real happiness. How when you water the root, all the branches, leaf, trees, everything will get the nourishment. Similarly, when we serve the Lord, every one of us will get the nourishment. Each soul will get the nourishment. So that is what it means. Watering the roots, whole of the tree gets the nourishment. Similarly, when we go to the roots, going back to the root means once we become God-centered, once we serve God, then we can become really happy. Now, the question is, who is God? Okay, so we will talk about it. Maybe just give me the last slide. I can talk about the. Okay, now who is God? We discussed that, we'll talk about it today. So what is the definition of a God? So Parashar Muni gives the definition of a God. What does he mention is there are six, the one who has six opulences actually. What are those six opulences? Aishwarasya Samagrasya, Viryasya Yashasha Shriya, Gyan Vairagyascha Cheva, Shannam Bhagam Iti Angana. So there are six opulences. If somebody has those six opulences in full, that person can be termed. Okay. What is one of the, and we, if we look at it, we also get attracted to these people. If somebody has one of these opulences, we get attracted to that person. Like if somebody is beautiful, we become attracted, right? If somebody has strength, we become attracted to that person. Somebody has a knowledge, wealth, renunciation, and the fame. So these six things, if somebody has it in full, that person can be termed as a God. We also have that, but only in the portion of it. Either somebody will be beautiful, but he may not have the fame or a wealth. Somebody may be knowledgeable, but he may not have a renunciation or a. Somebody may have a strength, but he may not have a knowledge or fame. So, but if somebody has this everything in full, that person can be as a God. Like I give you the example, when we are saying Krishna as a God, why we are saying Krishna as a God? Because he has six opulence in the full. There are thousands of poems which have been written on the Krishna's beauty. And there are thousands of temples for Krishna. That means he is the Lakshmi or serving Lord Vishnu. Knowledge, we are discussing about Bhagavad Gita. All the religions, if you look at it, everyone praises the knowledge which is given in the Bhagavad Gita. And at the same time, we see that he is very renounced also at the same time, although he has a knowledge, He has the strength. He was a king at that time. Still, he was ready to become a charitier. That means